Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talking Nerds. Daredevil, week 2, 3. We have a guest or co-host who will not be showing up for a while because they're having a baby. So Bluey they're supposed to be in the hospital today sometime, but they haven't gone yet. So that should be happening soon. So prayers to them right now. So in the meantime, you get me and Buffalo Bick for a few weeks, and then Buffalo Bick pieces out because they're having a baby.
Yep.
So, and then Bluey will hopefully be back at that point.
Yeah.
So
Times are flying. Who knew that we'd be at this moment right
times
now?
are changing. Yeah, for sure. Anyways, welcome back. What have you been up to, Buffalo Bick?
A lot of baby prep. I have not been doing much when in the realm of nerdum, but yeah, just watching some Daredevil. I have been trying to go back and work through the original show again and actually finish it.
How far did you get originally?
I think I got into season 2, maybe halfway through it. But so I might have finished half the show, but
Nice.
yeah. So I did that. Watched Independence Day yesterday. That's a pretty good movie.
That's kind of
I
random.
mean, yeah, I know. It just showed up, and I was like, well, I was thinking about it a couple of days ago. I don't know why. For some reason,
Just
it popped in my
pondering
head.
freedom, and you're
Yeah,
like, Independence Day.
I know. Yeah, honestly, the president's speech in that movie almost brought tears to my eyes. So patriotic, talking about we're not going to go silently into the night. It's like I know we're talking about aliens here, but
Yeah.
this is freaking patriotic.
I haven't seen that movie in a very long time, so I don't remember much of it. Or I remember Will Smith crashing in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
I remember some scene between him and Jeff Goldblum, and I remember them going into the mothership. That's it. It's
Yeah.
been a long time since I've seen that.
I always
But it's
remember
a good one.
them interacting more than they do. They really only interact, the two of them, towards the end of the movie,
Yeah.
which I forgot about. But yeah,
Hmm.
it's a good one. Second
Yep.
one is a downer, but the first one's really good. Patriotic,
Yeah.
even though it's about aliens, it still feels super patriotic.
I remember even less about the second one. I remember. Wasn't there a character? Yeah, there was a character from the old guy, who was in the second movie, and he's like gone crazy. He's doing like experiments on the aliens. I
There was
think.
an old guy, crazy guy in the first one who claimed he got kidnapped by
Right, and then
aliens.
he's in the second one, and
Yeah,
he
he died.
dies.
No, he died in
Oh,
the
he
first.
dies in the first.
Jeff Goldblum's dad, maybe you're thinking about, is the old guy.
I don't remember, but
All I remember
reminds
is
me
the
of it's like
giant
Pacific Rim
mother.
2, where
Yeah.
the guy goes crazy because he had like a mind connection with the aliens.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the weird long-haired scientist guy. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a weird creepo. Yeah,
isn't he in the first one?
he is. Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
that's what I
and
thought.
in his second. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. So definitely a downgrade, but
Yeah.
so
Interesting.
other than that, I don't think I've really been watching anything else. That's about it.
Nice. I binged all of season 1 of Solo Leveling last week. It is phenomenal. It's really, really good. And I think I timed it perfectly because season 2 has been out for a while, but they haven't completed it yet. So there's like, I don't know, 2 or 3, I think, episodes left. And they just released one last weekend. So I should be timing this pretty well. I don't know if I'll be able to finish season 2 this week, but I'm hoping I can. I'm on pretty much the same trajectory that I was last time, but I think there's more episodes in season 2.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, so I'm gonna try to finish up season 2 this week. It's freaking phenomenal. You should watch it at some point. First, you should
Yeah,
watch Demon Slayer, though. I really think you need to watch that first before the new arc comes out, or a new movie in September. But yeah, really, really great. I'm back on my anime kick. Like I always like get off, and because I'm like, there's so many other stuff to watch. But then as soon as I start watching anime again, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't stop. It's so good. But yeah, so I got to finish that up and then keep watching the new episodes. Um, My Hero Academia. I got to get back into that. I got to watch Mashal season 2. I think I'm probably gonna finish Chainsaw Man on my own because everybody that kind of dropped off. We were all watching it together.
I wondered if you
Uh,
guys were still going or not.
no, we haven't. It's definitely pre. Well, we might have watched a few episodes at the beginning of this year, but it's been several months. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I was telling you before. It's not that I am getting used to anime in and of itself, so that's not really what bothered me about the show. I don't know, the storyline I couldn't get into. It just wasn't exciting to me.
yeah, I've heard it's really good. So I'm guessing it's a slow burner. It's not slow burn really, but I'm guessing it picks up at some point. But it's more random right now, and I think when plot points happen, it's kind of just it comes out of nowhere, and you're like, "Oh, okay. I thought this was just like a dumb side plot point, but no, it's actually kind of leading to a big character reveal or whatever, or reveal something about the origin of some characters, stuff like that." So it's more random in its method of plot, uh, but solo leveling is just like metal to the pedal to the metal, like immediately. Um, Like, he starts off super weak, and he's, like, super OP within, like, 3, 4 episodes.
Hmm.
So it's so good. It's really, really good. Yeah, other than that, I watched Daredevil episode twice, just kinda soak it all in, and I am bored to tears, mainly. We'll talk about this later, but, there are some decisions that I was just like, "You've got to" I, like, I've lost
Hmm.
all hope for this show. Gonna keep watching it, but what a terrible path we've started. So now the acting's still pretty good, I will say. Charlie Cox is really selling it still. He's doing great. Vincent D'Onofrio is doing the best he can with the scenes he's got.
Yeah.
Um, but
I was gonna say
yeah.
overall, like I'm not that disappointed. I didn't watch episode 3, but I read the recap, and so I think I know why you're upset. But
Well, maybe. I don't know.
maybe,
We'll see.
yeah.
Um, but yeah. So we'll talk about that later. But other than that, been playing Bloodborne and Stellar Blade, progressing in those. I finally freaking beat the stupid spider boss in Bloodborne. So that took me way too long. It's a super like it's not a difficult boss and it's very slow, but you have to avoid these meteor spells that are hitting you and then like basically one shot you. You also have to avoid all these mini spider minions that are keep spawning and coming after you. So you got to kill the minions first. While like the first phase is basically the big spider's not doing anything, but the little spiders are protecting the big spider. So you have to kill the little spiders and you kind of have to get them behind because their heads are like hard shells, but their bodies are soft. So you got to get behind them kind of and to get more damage. But they like kind of they hit you and then they also jump and land on you, which basically one shots you. So you have like, I don't know, a dozen spiders you got to kill first. Then you can go ham on the big spider and it doesn't do anything. I got it. I could get it down to like half health. And then it would disappear and teleport somewhere else. In the second phase, now more spiders spawn. You got to kill all these little spiders. You're doing the same thing, but the big spider now is hitting you with these giant meteor spells from kind of far away, so you can like you got to avoid them like by kind of like waiting and then going towards the boss. And then if you get too close, it'll like launch meters up from the ground, kind of in this like diameter around it. So you got to get away from the boss at that point. So that's all happening while you're trying to kill all these little spiders, so you can get more hits in on the big boss. And so I didn't get enough to like it. Just I kept dying for reasons because of like the meteors or the little spiders or whatever. So I finally got it. I was really patient. I'm like, I'm gonna take my time, be really careful with this. Probably took me like it was probably like a good 10-minute fight, which is probably too long for what it should be. But yeah. So eventually I got it. It took me like three. Well, it probably took me four teleports to finally kill this stupid thing. But I was very relieved when I did. So yeah. But I was like, I'm gonna play Stellar Blade because I'm kind of getting into that. I'm gonna pause on Bloodborne for a bit. Stellar Blade's really cool. It's like anime Souls basically. It's not so much a Souls game because it's more of just like an RPG because there's like more combos. There's a skill tree rather than like putting points into attributes or stats. You put points into your skill tree. And so the fighting it's more combos and timing like that. The timing aspect's kind of Souls like, and the combat is kind of Souls like, but you're more like figuring out button combos rather than like figuring out the boss. So, but it's fun. I'm liking it. It's hard. Not as hard as actual Souls games, but it's difficult. And then beyond that, I don't think I've watched anything else. I read Daredevil Man Without Fear, which is the Frank Miller art graphic novel, which is really good. So that was really great. But yeah, that's about it. So, yeah, let's get into some news. Let me share my screen. Oops. Screen application. I guess I don't have anything. Okay. Alrighty. So, if you haven't heard, the Snow White remake or live action rendition is coming out this Friday. And there's Disney's kind of freaking out. They're not sure it's going to get some great reviews. So what did they do? They prevented journalists from coming to the premiere, so that nobody can get a first reaction. This is, of course, Mark Malkin, who's our favorite reporter, the gayest Star Wars. That
Oh
guy.
my gosh, that guy. Ah,
Um,
jeez.
which honestly, he's kind of funny because despite him being obnoxiously the way he is, he also kind of like prompts these people to just splur stupid stuff, and we get the best commentary from these people. So,
True.
he's good for that at least.
Also
Um,
spells his name with a C. It's like, all
yeah,
right,
Mark.
what is that? Like,
That's like Moon Knight spells his name that way too. Mark Spec or Mark is it Mark Spector? Yeah, Mark Spector.
hmm.
Um so yeah, Disney scales back Snow White Hollywood premiere amid Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot controversies. If you didn't know, they hate each other because Rachel Zegler is a anti-Semitic. So
Huh,
and Gal Gadot, of course, is from
Israel.
Israel. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's
So they're not acting in the movie. They
no, they're
actually hate
not.
each other.
They do actually hate each other. You could kind of see like I think they were on it was either Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or whatever, and um Rachel Zegler, like, or no, actually, it was the Oscars. It was the Oscars, and you could kind of see
Yeah.
them off stage. Rachel Zegler was just kind of glaring, and then she doesn't, and she like put on this super fake smile as they were walking out. It's like, that she just hates being next to her. So Disney is hosting a Hollywood premiere of Snow White on March 15th, which already happened at this point. But the studio won't be rolling out a robust red carpet like it usually does. The afternoon festivities will include a pre-party and screening at the El Capitan Theater with titular star. That's ironic. She doesn't really have any of those.
Yeah.
Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, expected to attend. Expected. They might not, though.
Yeah. I mean,
They
who
might be too
knows?
embarrassed.
Right.
However, the red carpet will not exclude the dozens of media outlets usually invited by Disney to interview the cast and creatives at its premiere. Instead, coverage will be limited to photographers and a house crew. The studio did not comment. You can tell what I've been looking up lately.
Lady Deadpool.
Yes, of course. No, Hot Toys released this pre-order for you know what? Let's just look at it really quick because it's more interesting.
Let's get this out of the way.
Mr. Freeze Hot Toy. So this 6 scale figure, 1/6 scale, and it looks awesome.
That's so funny.
I mean, like the face is so realistic.
Yeah,
It looks so good.
that is cool. Huh.
And then the deluxe version,
What does sixth scale mean? Like
1/6 scale. So it's like I don't know,
like
it's like this big or
like
whatever.
a foot long or something.
Something like that. This is the deluxe version. He's got the wings from the end of the
Oh
movie.
yeah, 13.1. There you go.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
So yeah. So I've been looking up this stuff. It's 385 for the deluxe
Wow.
and 355 for the regular.
That's crazy. It's are there not a lot of them, or like why, or is it just because of the
No,
detail?
well, I'm sure it's a mix of both, but yeah, there aren't a ton of these. They sell out pretty quick,
Huh.
but it's pre-order right now.
Interesting.
But it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at all the hot toys on Sideshow. Anyways, back to this.
Back to the visual feast.
Yes,
As they
I've been looking
call
at a
it.
lot of Iron Man ones too. The studio did not comment for the story, but the scale back plans come amid controversies surrounding the Mark Webb directed film, which hits theaters March 21. I'm pretty sure Mark Webb was the Spider-Man guy too. He directed Homecoming. Right? No, I guess he directed the Andrew Garfield ones.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
So
Wait, The Amazing Spider-Man 3?
oh, I'm sure it's some fake thing.
Interesting.
I haven't heard anything about that. But maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I also forgot to I gotta put our thing on. Mud Brown and the Seven Nightmares.
Oh gosh.
So, which hits theaters March 21. Some toxic Disney fans questioned Snow White being played by Zegler when her casting was announced because she's a Latina actor. I mean, kind of, yeah, because she's not Snow White,
right.
She's
I
not
mean,
white as snow.
might as well call it Snow Latina.
Snow Latina. Instead, they're saying her heart is pure as snow.
Mm.
Couldn't be further from the truth. The West Side Story also, she's also just insufferable and not a really great actress.
Right.
She's actually a pretty decent singer, but she's not a good actress.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I can get behind something a little more if they're at least a good actor, like what's her name in Wicked. Like she is a horrible person, but she's really
yeah,
really good in the role.
I always forget her name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nosferatu. That's what it was. Yeah,
Right.
right
Uh,
at the back of my tip of my tongue there. The West Side Story star also faced backlash when she called the 1937 original dated because the prince literally stalked Snow White. Weird,
weird.
weird, weird, weird.
Uh,
In an interview with Variety at D23 2 years ago with Mark himself, Zegler said, "She's not going to be saved by the prince. She's going to be dreaming about true love." Or, sorry, she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be. Which I can't remember the original story. Is Snow White even like royalty? I can't remember now.
um,
Is she?
I don't I
Or
don't
is she
think
just some
so.
random chick that's the fairest of all, and that's
Yeah,
why the queen
I
doesn't like her?
I didn't think she was royalty. No.
Yeah. She's just a girl that sings, you know?
Yeah.
Not a leader. Peter Dinklage spoke out about the movie's portrayal of little people for I saw this comedian who's a
Uh,
midget and or sorry, I guess that's the offensive term. He's a little person and he said midget is like the N-word for dwarfs and he's like, "Midget, please." I kind of like that.
that is kind of funny.
Yeah. But the point is it's not. It's stupid. Uh little people are not you
I don't know.
know.
Little people to me sounds demeaning. It's like you're
It
so little.
does.
You're not worth anything. You're so
It's like
little.
people of color. It's just like making the most bland like thing that yeah, just kind of deteriorates
Right.
anything special about them at all.
They're people.
You're a person and you
Yeah.
have this color of skin, but that's not really what defines you. So,
Right.
obviously a little person it's a little different. It's a little different
Yeah.
because that does kind of impact how they live. But uh midget just means small person. It's literally just another it's a synonym. So, literally no offense to anything, but I was sort of taken aback. I feel like dwarf actually is more offensive because it's like a fantasy it's a character, you know, it's like it's not because then it's that's not like a term that you would normally hear in real life, I feel like. But I
Right.
guess it's more like a dwarfed it could be like a verb, you know. But
Yeah. Well,
uh,
speaking of Peter Dinklage, it's like when he's like, "Call me Elf one more time." It's like,
yeah. I guess he
just
really channeled it didn't have to channel much. That was just his true
right.
attitude there.
Yeah.
Um, literally no offense to anything, but I was sort of taken aback. Well, yeah, that's kind of yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of offense taken. Uh, what the F with Maron podcast in January 2024. They were very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Take a step back and look at what you're doing there.
He's got a point, I guess. I mean, don't like him, but he's got a point. You could have actually cast little people in this.
And yeah, it's like only what two people, him and Warwick Davis, who ever get roles as
Yeah.
dwarves and anything. I mean,
Right.
that's the irony there. It's like he's just jealous they didn't make 7 CGI copies of him on screen or whatever.
That would have been funny. Yeah, this could have been breakout roles for a whole bunch of little people.
Exactly. More diversity, you know?
Yeah.
Shortly following Dinklage's remarks, Disney said in a statement to Good Morning America to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film. We are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. Gosh, there's
Uh,
so many isms and all that. Zegler reasons that the backlash to the film is due to the passion for the original film. I mean, I don't really know anybody passionate about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I mean, it's a good movie, of course.
I mean, besides it being, I think it was the very first ever Disney film.
Yeah,
Besides that, there's
it's a
nothing that
classic.
special about it.
It's a classic for sure, but I
Right.
don't think there's backlash due to passion. I think it's just this is this is retarded, and we all know it.
Yeah.
I interpret people's sentiments towards this film as passion, she said in an interview in the March issue of Vogue Mexico. What an honor to be part of something that people feel so passionately about. We're not always going to agree with everyone who surrounds us, and all we can do is our best. Quotes were individually. Thank you for telling us that.
Thank you.
I was
That
worried
helps.
there for a second.
I mean,
Uh,
I didn't want anything to get lost in translation.
right. World politics have also come into play. Ziegler has promoted Free Palestine on social media. At the same time, Godot is Israeli, has become an outspoken supporter of Israel on social media, as well as in a passionate speech she delivered on March 4th when she was honored at the Anti-Defamation League's annual summit in New York City. Um, okay. Never did I imagine that on the streets of the United States and different cities around the world, we would see people not condemning Hamas, but celebrating and justifying and cheering on a massacre of Jews, she said in part. 100% true.
Mhm.
Godot has stayed away from politics in the past, but has said she felt she needed to speak up after this Hamas attack. In February, several dozen pro-Palestine protesters gathered outside the Hollywood premiere of Captain America: Brave New World and called for a boycott of the film over its inclusion of the Israeli superhero Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Ruth Bat Seraph, aka Sabra, played by Israeli actress Shira Haas.
Mm. Was that the
Um,
short agent widow
yes,
girl? Yeah,
yes. Yeah, so in the comic, she's an Israeli superhero. She like wears literally the Star of David on her chest.
got it.
And I think she's a super soldier. But they went for this. It's like you guys are hating this for the wrong reason. First of all, this is just a bad movie. But they literally did exactly kind of what you would think you would want. You know, they took away the whole Israeli part of her altogether and just made her a Black Widow. I don't really know what nationality she's supposed to be, but they took that part
Right.
out. So you
Right. If
got what you
anything,
wanted, I guess.
Shira Haas should be boycotting her own film because they did her dirty.
Oh, and she's okay, sorry. I misread that. Yeah, she's Israeli, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. MAGA supporters also blasted Zegler for her reaction to Donald Trump's reelection when she posted on Instagram. In part, yeah, may Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace. She apologized for her remarks 2 years later.
Oh gosh.
Snow White publicity plans have already included Godot and Zegler presenting together at the Oscars, following by Zegler making a promotional appearance in Tokyo. Zegler and Webb will also visit Spain for the movie, followed by Zegler hosting a screening in New York City for the Broadway community, which I think that's where she came from. Godot was on Good Morning America. Okay, blah, 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 blah. All right, so that's kind of some background information. How's the movie doing? Let's get some first reactions here from the
Did
Hollywood Reporter.
the I don't know if you're gonna bring this up, but I thought Variety also had a headline, something about a visual feast or whatever in description of the movie. They said it's a
I
visual feast.
did see that on Twitter. I didn't have it here, but yeah, I did see that on Twitter. I guess that was Variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I reposted that. Let me go to my Twitter really quick because I do remember that.
Right, and they said one of the best live action remakes. It's like, what?
What? What the?
What the F, Richard?
Uh, oh yes, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
Snow White first reactions praise film as a visual feast and one of Disney's best live action remakes in years.
It was like the last year. They're like, yeah, in the last year, it's the best remake.
In the month of March, in the second week, it is the best movie ever.
Shining,
Yeah, I guess we
shining,
could.
a shining supernova. That's who she is.
I guess we could see what they have to say there. Hollywood Reporter says a big surprise: Rachel Zegler stuns. The Snow White Backlash Brigade isn't going to like this.
Uh-oh.
We're not gonna like that you think this movie's good. What? How surprising that you like this movie.
Yeah.
On Saturday, Disney held the Los Angeles premiere of its live-action reimagining of Snow White, and the first reactions from the screening are that the film, starring Rachel Zegler as the titular fairy tale character,
There's that word again.
I know everybody loves using that word, and Gal Gadot as the evil queen is, quote, actually mostly
Mo-
successful.
Mostly peaceful protest. Mostly
I
successful.
I would say that's
Wow.
that's a visual feast right there.
Mm,
That's definitely
yeah.
fits that. Um, according to one viewer, according to one guy, according to one person, the movie was okay. It was mostly okay.
It was Rachel Zegler.
It was actually pretty decent, all things considered. According to one reviewer, while several are praising Zegler, uh, who's doing this? Please give us who. With one critic, one guy out there calling her stunning, despite the raging online controversy. Premiere reactions tend to come from fan bloggers and influencers and typically skew more positive than formal critic reviews,
Hmm.
of which Snow White has had suspiciously few so far, maybe because they didn't have anybody at the premiere.
Right. There was no one
Um,
there to comment.
yeah, that's why they only had one person. We'll pay you $1 million if you say this movie was mostly successful.
Hey,
Okay.
I would do that.
Easiest 1 million ever, yeah. Nevertheless, initial responses following the LA premiere have been enthusiastic, if also sounding markedly surprised. Despite becoming an internet punching bag, Disney's remake of Snow White is actually mostly successful. They just repeated themselves. Said, okay, here we go. Matt DeGroot of Crooked Media, never heard of it. Rachel Zegler is an absolute star. Most of the new songs are catchy and beautifully performed, and the visual palette is sumptuous and vibrant. Gal Gadot had beautiful gowns, comma, or dot, dot, dot.
Yeah,
It's a
okay.
solid 3.5 out of 5. So
Huh,
7 out of 10.
interesting. So we're
They're
really
they're going the IGN
celebrating
route.
3.5 out of 5.
They're going the IGN route there. 7 out of 10. Cinderella is my favorite of the remakes, but I would put this on par with The Little Mermaid in the next tier of my rankings with the rest below.
They
All
did
right.
Cinderella? I didn't even realize they did a Cinderella remake.
Yeah, that was the she was in dang, what is she in? I think she's in Downton Abbey, I want to say.
Okay, I know who this guy is. So this
Cinderella 2015. Yeah, this chick.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Huh, never saw it.
Yep, neither.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this Matt DeGroot guy, just he first thing on his X, he's trashing the state of Oklahoma, calling them stupid, basically. And they're like they for 20 years, I think they've they've been totally red or something like that. And
Oh,
then
Oklahoma.
yeah, the state of Oklahoma, and he trashed them, called them stupid people.
Yeah, I saw something the other day that was claiming that the reddest states are the dumbest states. I'm like, what? How do you
Okay,
come up with that? Um, I didn't click on it because I'm like,
yeah, they want you to.
Rachel Zegler is an absolute star. Most of the new songs are catchy. Okay, Cinderella. Okay, I already read all this. Paul Klein of Filmhound magazine wrote a similar take to DeGroot. I may regret saying this, but Snow White is solid. I really enjoyed the musical numbers, particularly the opening one and the Queen's evil bop. I guess she's got an evil bop.
Interesting. Huh.
Okay. Zegler was great in the lead role, and Godot was fun. It's really the CGI dwarves that let the film down. That choice is baffling.
All right.
We can still, we can still save it. Let's get Peter Dinklage on a plane. We'll do some quick reshoots, just do some copying pasting, and we're good to go. It'll only
Oh my gosh.
cost $300 million, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
Um, Elsewhere, Christopher Mills of Christopher Rates It agreed. What are these sites? I've never heard of any of these.
Yeah, never heard of these.
Agreed in his weekend post on X following the screening. The biggest surprise of 2025 is that the most controversial and hated film of the year is actually a decent live action movie. He wrote on the platform, Snow White is not only one of their best live action remakes, but it's also a movie that recaptures the magic of the 1937 movie.
And this is just ridiculous. They just grabbed a bunch of nobodies, and they're like, "Well, for being so controversial, it's actually like really great." It's like, what authority are you saying that on? Like anybody can just say that.
It is kind of ironic though. I'm fine with anybody having it's fine, but it's ironic that they say that about conservative YouTubers or whatever, that they're nobodies. They don't have an opinion. They don't know anything about anything, and then they'll find some Joe Schmo off the street who agrees with them, and suddenly their opinion is God. It's it's very one sided here.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying like they shouldn't have a voice or anything, but it's just like for Hollywood to be like, look, everybody is saying it's actually really good. It's like, okay, come on.
Yeah. Um, Rachel Zegler is Snow White. Well, she's playing the character for sure, but she's definitely not Snow White. And she delivers a magical performance. The magical numbers are unforgettable. The visuals, not the uncanny dwarfs, are enchanting. And Aaron Cressida Wilson's screenplay provides depth to this world that I didn't know was needed. Ash Crossan of Screen Rant wrote, despite the Bob being all over the place, Snow White is quite charming. The message lands well. The critters are adorable, and Rachel Zegler and her enchanting voice are stunning. It almost got a full tear out of me. I've never cried in my entire life. What?
Mm.
Okay, Ash. Never cried. I doubt that. I am sure you cry every living moment of every single day because somebody disagrees with you on the internet.
Sorry, Ash is just different.
Different, yeah. And we love physical media, wrote of being won over while admitting to walking into the screening with some big biases against the two leads. Not a fan of Zegler or Godot, but man, this ended up being so good. The news outlet wrote on X. I think this is going to be. I think this one is going to surprise a lot of people and do numbers. Okay. It's in my top 5 of Disney live action remakes. Go see it. I don't care about Disney live action remakes. Why is that the selling point? if I want to watch the movies, I'll just go watch the classics. Why would I watch the crappy live action remakes?
Yeah, because it's a phase of Disney here that just kind of happened, and it's like we're supposed to just pretend that like this is, well, I mean, I guess it is the thing now is to do remakes of everything.
Yeah.
But it's like we never even really asked for remakes to begin with.
No, it's because nobody's talented anymore in Hollywood. They've run out of ideas, and I mean the same stuff that we always talk about, but it's just there's nothing new, and they don't got any ideas, and all they have is their identity politics. That's it. Um, Skylar Schuler of the Dis Insider wrote that this version of Snow White will reach the top echelon of Disney's latest series of box office mega hits. Listen, I was worried, but let me tell you, Snow White is pure Disney magic, she wrote to her followers. This will end up being a lot of people's favorite live action remake. If you enjoyed Aladdin or Cinderella, you'll be happy. I didn't enjoy Aladdin. I did see that one, and I freaking hated that abomination of whatever that genie thing was. Yet, at least one early viewer wasn't impressed. While Gal Gadot is great as the evil queen, Snow White isn't a great remake. Well, we got one. Wrote Carl Kaka at Future of the Force. Rachel Zegler is a poor Snow White. The changes to the story and lyrics are awful. Some special effects are not that special, and the film didn't land for me. A huge shame. Yep, makes sense. Nothing crazy there. The reactions of the weekend lineup with industry sources have seen the film and tell The Hollywood Reporter that Snow White is on par with the quality of Disney's other live actions
It
remakes.
is on par. The
Makes
bar is so low.
sense to me. Uh yeah, so I don't really want to read the rest of that. That's pretty much on par with what we expected. A lot of BS titles or headlines here and no substance at all. So surprise, surprise, Snow White sucks as bad as you thought it would. So there you have it. So I'm sure Variety has some similar stuff to say about that. So we will skip that. Moving on to another Disney live action remake, Lilo and Stitch, which did get a trailer recently. I watched it. It's pretty decent. I didn't have any problems with it or anything. I thought it looked okay actually. But the internet has other things to say about it. It's okay for this, but it's not okay. Or sorry, it's okay. It's. Oh, I totally messed this up. It's not okay for this, but it's okay for Harry Potter. That's what I meant to write there. Disney's
Uh,
casting of Lilo and Stitch character prompts colorism debate. Because this Hawaiian actress or this yeah, I think she might be Hawaiian. Well, let's read into it.
yeah.
Native American fans say Disney has a track record of whitewashing characters, and they're
Native
not
Hawaiian.
happy.
I think you said Native Americans.
I meant Hawaiian.
I
That's what I meant. They
mean, I guess it still holds, I guess, man.
it counts now.
Right.
Native Hawaiian fans say Disney has a track record of whitewashing characters. Again, so ironic when whitewashing a character is wrong, but completely blackwashing them, literally you pick the blackest actor you could. That's okay though. Because at the end of the day, all that matters is race, not the character itself. And representation, of course. With the reimagining of Nani as a lighter skinned biracial actor in the classic movies upcoming out. It's not really a classic, but it's a good
Yeah,
one.
it is.
We'll zoom in a bit here. Following news that Lilo and Stitch will be the latest Disney classic to get the live action treatment, fans of the 2002 animated movie were abuzz with predictions and desires for who would take on the iconic native Hawaiian roles. I don't know who the heck was talking about this online. I wasn't. I don't know anybody in this sphere that was talking about it. Many were left disappointed Friday when Disney announced the casting of a biracial, light-skinned actor in the role of Nani, Lilo's older sister, who in the original movie was drawn with darker skin, black hair, and ethnic features. Not being indigenous or from a POC community, it may not be easy to see the problem with this casting. But within our communities, this is a big issue. You know, you might not have ever read the Harry Potter books or seen the movies, but in our community, this is a big issue and you need to listen to us.
Right.
Okay? Kind of goes both ways here. Nani is indigenous Hawaiian with strong features and dark skin. This casting is blatant colorism. What's the difference between colorism and racism? Is there
Right.
is there any difference there?
I have no idea.
Oh, you're being such a colorist.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the terms that
Yeah.
affect people of color.
That's wild. What the heck? This is made up, right? This is
It's
for sure a made up thing. I've never heard this before.
I mean, it's total hypocrisy, 100%.
Disney did not respond to requests for comment. In the 2024 adaptation of Lilo and Stitch, Nani will, 2025, you mean? Is this an old article? Like, what? Oh, this is 2023.
Ah, huh, interesting. So it got delayed, I guess.
I just heard about this.
It's not surprising.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, this didn't age well.
Is it the same actress or did they recast her since?
No, I think it is the same actress. Well,
Huh.
let's see. Lilo and Stitch 2025
Sydney.
cast.
It is.
She looks even
different, right?
whiter in this picture.
Wait, what?
Let's see what her
Sydney Agudong.
born in Hawaii. She's a native Hawaiian. So go screw yourself.
Interesting. Wait, but is it the same person that they're talking about in the other?
It looks like the same actress.
Huh.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
Sydney Agudong. Yeah. All right. So it's the same person. So she is a Hawaiian.
Did I miss it? Where is it? Does it say at the
Right
top?
under the picture, it says.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That'd be so racist if you were like recast Black Panther and you cast like a whitewashed black person, like a mixed race black person, be like, you whitewashed this Black Panther.
Yeah. Or think about how Sydney feels. She's like, I'm native Hawaiian. You don't think I'm dark enough?
Yeah, and I bet this person well, let's see. Who's this one person that tweeted? Let's find out who this is.
Ochilo Lupe.
Mexican, maybe?
No,
Is that
that
the
looks
Mexican
like
flag?
the flag. I think that's
Two Spirit. Okay, this is where they're from. Where's this?
Utah.
You've got to be kidding me.
Huh.
F these people.
Yeah, this is
oh shoot, I just totally that's okay. You get to see the background info here. Okay.
Jeez.
Um
That guy's racist.
That's racist. Yeah, this is pretty stupid. First of all, you're being unironically racist. Or ironically racist. You're being ironically racist, more racist than us complaining about Snape being black is not racist because we have nothing to say about black people. We're complaining about Snape.
Right.
This is just pure racism. because
Yeah,
you are not talking about a character, you are talking about a person, an actor, an actress. And it's also even more stupid because she is literally Hawaiian and you are not.
yeah.
It's like all the
Who's another person?
it's literally all the race the stupid white liberals who virtue signal for all the everybody else every other race. Um this person?
No, no, or up above, it says another person tweeted, "I wanted Nani to look like me."
Okay, so play 6-year-old Lilo and Zach Galifianakis. Okay. Well,
It's
some blah
interesting.
blah blah. Celebrating and casting, many Native Hawaiian. I keep saying that. Native Hawaiian fans said they were hoping for an actor who wasn't white passing and who's feature. Again, this is stupid. She's Hawaiian.
Yeah, she is
Piss off.
Hawaiian.
Listen, she's probably a lovely woman, but I can't help but feel disappointed. I want Nani to look like me. This is what's wrong with the world. I want her to look like me. Only I matter. Me. It's only funny when Sean does it, okay?
Yeah.
Um, let's find out who this idiot is. Okay, she does look Hawaiian.
Good for her. And Sydney's also
I
Hawaiian.
guess she really loves Lilo and Stitch.
Right.
What is asteroid? Okay, that's okay. All right, whatever. She's a space nerd.
She lives on an asteroid.
You're not even Earthling.
Geez.
Okay, fine. You're Hawaiian. You can have an opinion on this, but you know what? It's still pretty retarded because all you care about is you want it to look just like you, because that's all that matters to you is you, not Lilo and Stitch. You only got to see yourself in this.
I mean, even if we don't know what the familial background of this Sydney person is, but let's just say maybe one of her parents were Hawaiian and one wasn't or something, so she's like half Hawaiian. It doesn't disqualify her. Like she's still Hawaiian.
Yeah, exactly. Some say this is a pattern with Disney projects. Nani's reimagining parallels controversy around the casting of Princess Jasmine in Disney's 2019 live-action remake of Aladdin. Fans tweeted, "The Sultan's daughter in the fictional Agrabah, the setting and language of which some critics said was an indecisive mix between South Asia and the Middle East, was played by Naomi Scott, a biracial British actor of Indian ancestry."
Hmm.
Okay, Disney, we got a problem.
Jeez.
So stupid. You guys worry about the wrong things. Audience called out casting as out. Audience called her casting out as whitewashing of the original character, who was the only Disney princess with darker skin at the time of the animated movie release in 1992. Disney also caught heat in 2018 for changing Tiana, the studio's first black princess from Princess and the Frog, by portraying her with lighter skin and looser curls in an unreleased version of Ralph Breaks the Internet. Okay.
Hmm.
After images of this new depiction surfaced online, Disney reanimated the scene, facing backlash from fans and feedback from the voice actor. Oh, okay.
I don't remember that, but whatever.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest; they look the same to me.
Yeah. It's
that
just
that
different
color,
animation.
yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
her hair, yes, her hair looks more brown than
yeah, sure,
black, but
but the skin color looks the
yeah,
same.
right.
Okay. Stop glorifying Eurocentric beauty standards in the name of erasing characteristics and features. Give darker skinned Pacific Islanders the visibility we deserve. So now it only matters that darker skinned Pacific Islanders get visibility, but lighter skinned Islanders don't matter, is what you're saying. They don't deserve visibility. Also, you don't deserve anything, actually.
True.
So how about you shut up? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll be good.
Yeah, I don't know. It is the one in. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen any of the live action remakes. Actually, now that I think about it, but I would consider going to see this because it
Yeah,
was a pretty good movie.
I'll see it. It
Oh
looks
my gosh,
okay.
this had me cracking up.
Captain America: Brave New World has surpassed Black Widow at the box office, becoming the 31st highest grossing film in the MCU. You did
Uh,
it! World's best coffee. Wow.
best 31st
Best.
MCU movie.
It's, oh my gosh, everything's a meme. It's like
Jeez.
the best show to be released in the first quarter of 2025 in the month
Best
of March.
best Captain America named Brave New World. It's like how are they not embarrassed about like putting this out?
Maybe they're doing it on purpose. I don't know. This must be a meme.
And what do the feminists have to say about this?
These marketing bots are hilarious. I mean, yeah, it could be a bot. Yeah, 31st out of 35 MCU movies. That's like being the tallest midget on the short bus.
Unless they like think that MCU movies are somehow leagues above all other entertainment and movies that they think, wow, even our 35th movie is great.
I guess so. This is funny. Wow, so okay, this is what they think.
Huh.
Endgame is their best. Oh, okay, this is grossing, highest grossing. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, no, it did not do better than Captain America: The First Avenger. I don't. That's definitely not true.
Huh.
31st highest grossing film. Okay, yeah. Well done, Disney.
Huh.
That was my reaction too. Yeah, or that. There you
Jeez.
go. 31st highest grossing. Alrighty. So,
It's ridiculous.
Daredevil Born Again. Or how I was this week. Daredevil Bored Again. Well, Nick, give me your thoughts on we already talked about the first two episodes last week, obviously, but give me your thoughts so far on what you've seen.
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm getting facts of the shows mixed up in my head because I'm trying to rewatch
I know.
the original show. So
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a second.
That's how I
Why is
was when I first watched the first episode, but then I finished season 3. I'm like, all right, I'm good to go
yeah.
now.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy that well, I don't know because he hasn't had his Daredevil costume on since the first episode. Um, so
Of
that's
which show are you talking about?
of Born Again.
Born Again, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So in a way, it's kind of
He's not
like
getting it
okay,
to the 6th episode, by the way. The 5th or
seriously.
6th episode, yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really like that aspect of the show. Like I don't like when shows do that. It's like when the superhero hangs up their quote unquote cape and it's like, okay, come on. Like
Their cowl, yeah.
yeah, it's like I want to I mean, if it's like a movie that has development, fine, but it's like I don't like this. It's Daredevil. I want to see Daredevil. But
Yeah. They do it well, I think, in season 3, but it's different. It's still kind of lame, but they do it pretty well in season 3 of the show.
okay.
But
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's It's not bad. I honestly, when you compare it to other stuff, it's actually somewhat enjoyable, or at least entertaining enough that I'm not hating every part of it. I think it's interesting in the second episode, and you guys already talked about it, but we do get to see that aspect of Kingpin where he is actually still like he's malicious, with the commissioner's family and everything. So he's not just this totally reformed guy. Like he is still Kingpin. You can see that. Um, so
Mhm.
I think that's good. That's nice to see. And I
Just
don't
wait
know.
till you get till season 3, though, and I think you'll rethink that actually because holy crap, that is like the best villain arc out of anything we've gotten in the MCU is
Hmm.
season 3 for Wilson Fisk.
Okay.
And they should have gone with a similar route in this show that they did with him in that season.
Gotcha. I'm also confused where Echo and Hawkeye fit into the timeline of all this. Is that be after
That
season three?
happens after season 3. It happens after the blip. I think the idea was so
Okay.
I don't want to spoil season 3, but uh basically I think Matt disappeared after the blip, but Kingpin stayed around.
Hmm. Okay.
Kingpin was here.
Gotcha.
But they don't
Interesting.
really explain that very well.
All right.
I in general, I think they're trying to forget about all of that,
Yeah.
but it's still there. You can't avoid it really.
Yeah.
So,
So, and I haven't watched episode 3, but I read a synopsis of it. So I noticed in the end of episode 2 when he was fighting with the police officer in the apartment, the Punisher tattoo.
yes.
Yeah.
So there's this whole arc thing going on, which I'm a little worried about. I haven't watched the Punisher show really, but in recent times, in like real life, people don't like the Punisher logo because it represents police and all this other stuff and represents racism and all this, different things and guns and all that. And so they changed the logo in the comics to some really stupid, derpy looking logo because the real Punisher logo is controversial. And I hope that that's not the route they're going in this show with people just taking up arms and doing whatever they want with the Punisher logo.
Yeah, what the frick is
Because
that?
that's basically what happens at the end of episode 3. Because obviously that's not the real Punisher
Hmm.
that kills White Tiger.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting. So that's what I was wondering. Yeah, because I haven't watched it yet, but it just said,
it's so out of character for him to do
yeah,
that. It's definitely some cop probably or somebody Fisk hired. I don't know. Who
gotcha.
freaking knows? But uh yeah, they're trying to make it seem like, "Oh, it's Punisher," and then it's gonna be like, "Oh," because they're using the real Punisher logo, so I'm worried that's gonna be like, "Oh, well,
And
the
you don't
real
actually,
Punisher's the real Punisher's gonna take a different logo," because John Bernthal even said that the logo was gonna be really important in this show, and it's gonna be, like, the most important, uh, season for Punisher as a character or whatever. Like, "Oh, no.
that's
That's
suspicious.
nerve-wracking." Um,
So you don't actually see like Frank Castle's
no,
face?
you just see the Punisher logo.
No. Okay.
Um, yeah, I agree that it's not the worst thing that's happened. However, coming hot off of season 3, I had high expectations, and they really screwed up right away for me. I think
Mhm.
you should have killed if you were gonna kill Foggy, which is fine. You should have done that way later, either middle of the season or very end of the season, and then not skip just a random year ahead and be like, oh, every just the whole reverence for the past, hope for the future was stupid because it was just like you thought that you were giving reverence to those characters and that show by doing that, and then you just toss it away and move on in 15 minutes. And now we're not thinking about that anymore. It's a new show now. You should have taken that time, that year in between where kind of the fallout of Matt truly giving up being Daredevil, because like he didn't really do that in season 3. Spoilers. He gave up the suit, but he didn't give up being Daredevil. He was more giving up the uh,
Like the
image of
persona
Daredevil
or yeah.
essentially, but keeping to his standards, as Daredevil. Um, so um, you could have done that right in this if you actually taken the time to explore that. You could have taken more time with Karen and be like the fallout between the two of them as the kind of being driven apart by the death of Foggy to the ultimate point where she needed to leave, That
Mhm.
would have been much better than just blowing him off in a courthouse, in 5 minutes and then she's gone. That was
Yeah.
stupid. I hated the stuff. All the Vanessa and Kingpin scenes were terrible. Kingpin uh, he's doing a good job as the actor, but the character's just become so cucked. It's just like it's not
Yeah.
Kingpin anymore.
He looks like
Um,
wasn't he sitting with the therapist? He looks like, I don't know, like a little pup who's like
I
did
know.
something bad or something.
Yeah, and every scene, like first of all, the dialogue. And I said this last week. The dialogue is so bad between them. Like Vanessa, especially, everything she says is stupid. It's like
Mhm.
literal. Like I'm saying what's happening right now. And she's just like randomly mad about everything, and she's the one who cheated on him. Like all these different things, and he is not. I get he's trying to be a different man and all that, but again, I think even his arc should be much better. Could have been much better if he didn't become the mayor right away. Like he could have become the mayor at the end, where you as the viewer knew what was happening behind the scenes. You can see that he's still the old kingpin, but he's somehow, even after the events of season 3, which were horrible. I'm not going to say what they are, obviously. Even after all that, he still could become mayor. He could still brainwash people basically into believing he's a changed man and all this. And
Mhm.
Matt, dealing with everything he's dealt with from the fallout of Foggy's death, but then realizing I got to become Daredevil again because of this guy.
Yeah.
But but
Which
King
is
in this
probably what
in
they're gonna do in a way, but they're just kind of doing stuff out of order.
I'm not trying to spoil anything, but Kingpin really screwed with Matt a lot in season 3. He messed up a lot of things in his life. He could have gone a different approach in this season where he's like he made sure that Matt thought that nothing was going wrong so that Matt wasn't suspicious of him.
Mhm.
Like there are so many routes you could have taken that could have made this better, but it felt like okay, you guys like these things, we're going to move on really quick and here's a show we really want to push. And it's basically creating new Foggy character that's a black woman who is, smarter and better than Foggy, and she's annoying.
Yeah.
You're picking this random guy, Cherry, who we know nothing about, doesn't really flesh out his character. He's the new investigative character, like Karen is.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, I
you're
was gonna
literally
say,
replacing them.
was this guy wasn't in the original show,
No, we
Cherry?
don't know. I don't know anything about him,
Yeah.
and they don't bother explaining anything about him. He's
Yeah.
just in it.
Yeah. And again, I guess this is where, yeah, if I had the full background of the original show, I think it had more meaning. The Murdoch or McDuffie lady, in
Yeah.
and of itself, she's not bad. But if the point is that she's replacing, except for the one comment about like, oh, you're the smart, I hired you or
Yeah,
I
I
want
mean,
you
there's
because
like
you're the
so many
smartest.
things like that. It's like you're super annoying, and Matt's just like, yeah, you're right. It's like, shut up, Matt. Like, no. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so. In episode 3, I think Matt or again, Charlie Cox does a great job. The court scenes are good drama, but Matt makes a terrible decision, I think, in literally revealing White Tiger's identity, which is something it's very close to him that he would never ever do because he knows that
Hmm.
would put his life in harm, and he's trying to do it. Okay, his idea is that it'll free him, but that now you've just screwed him over because everybody knows who he is. All his enemies are going after him. His family's not safe anymore. You screwed him over by doing that.
Yeah.
And in the court scene where they're like talking about all the different things White Tiger did, it's like, okay, why don't you just show us this? Because we're not getting any action at this point in this Daredevil, this superhero show. You're not giving us Daredevil, but you're not even gonna give us this White Tiger stuff until the very end, where he finally gets to be White Tiger again. We actually see him being White Tiger, and then he gets shot in the head in an alley.
Mhm.
It's like, what the frick
Yeah.
is this?
And you guys might have already talked about this. Thought just lost. Oh yeah, yeah. In episode 2, when he goes to that Nikki Torres's apartment, and he has Nikki Torres leave, but then I don't understand why he didn't leave as well. Because what did he expect to happen going up against corrupt cops? And again, I haven't seen episode 3, so I don't know how it resolves. But it's like,
Yeah,
why
it
didn't you
must
just
have
leave?
been to just like to keep them from running after the guy.
I
Like
guess
he's
so.
gonna stop them from going any further. I don't know, but yeah, for a guy who gave up being Daredevil, he's kind of playing it not very safe.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm surprised that the cops don't in episode 3. They don't even really they like talk about it with him, but he doesn't like push it anymore. Like it
Yeah.
is really weird that this blind guy can randomly fight really well. It's like, oh, you must be Daredevil,
Right.
you
Or
know?
something, or a vigilante of some sort.
Right.
Yeah.
Or are you actually blind? Are you literally lying in court about being blind?
Mhm.
You know? There's all these different things. It's like,
Yeah.
but they kind of just drop it.
I
It's
also
stupid.
thought he killed them because it definitely sounded like he broke that one guy's neck, like
Yeah.
slamming his head into the floor.
No, he beat him up pretty good, but he didn't. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Matt just seems really out of character. Like in after he tells everybody that who White Tiger is in prison in the cell later, he's like, "You should have asked me before you said that." I'm like, yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, I was just doing my best. I was trying to figure out, the best way to get you out of here." It's like that is a dumb excuse.
Yeah.
Like he always figures out a way to get somebody out in every show or every,
Yeah.
prior to this show and the last show.
He's
Hello.
supposed to be
Hello.
Hey, he's supposed to be one of the world's greatest lawyers, or at least a very good lawyer. And not to
Yeah.
mention,
Yeah.
what's her name is supposed to be the best. So it's like you'd think that together the two of them could have figured something out, but
Well, I think also like some of the best parts of his character is that he's a great Daredevil. You love all the Daredevil stuff, and you really love all the courtroom stuff too.
yeah.
Because it's good drama and it's like suspenseful, and you're not sure what's gonna happen. And yeah, it's kind of like, oh, we're not getting Daredevil at all, and we're also just getting really
A
dumb
half-assed
Matt
lawyer.
Oh no, is
lawyer
episode
decisions.
3 is episode 3 bad? Because I really liked episode 1 and 2.
Oh gosh, you liked episode 1 and 2. I hated
Okay,
episode 1
I'm
and
just
2.
so tired of I'm so tired of the negativity. Like I really don't care about the comic book accurate BS.
No.
Like,
I don't care. I that's not at all my problem. My problem is with how they're treating it based on the last show.
Good old-fashioned derision here.
Like the decisions they make at the beginning of this show screw over everything about the last show.
how so?
Well, if you were here last week, you would have known. No.
Yeah.
No, you decide in the first you take in the first 15 minutes of the first episode, you kill off Foggy, and
Okay, yeah, I didn't like that.
and then you for the fight was really stupid, the CGI and everything, but you decide to kill off Foggy. And in that scene, Foggy isn't even with you don't even get time with Foggy and Matt and Karen. And Foggy is like, what happened to Marcy? Who knows? And then we skip a year and we're done with that. That's just over and forget about that. This is a new show. Karen's gone in the first 5 minutes of that, and whatever. We've moved on. It's like, well, that's not a way to give reverence to the past here, and that's not a way to get people excited about this show who love the other show.
But it's also not like Disney is not Netflix, right?
Doesn't
So,
matter.
I'm not really
This was
upset.
said to be a season 4 of Daredevil.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that quote.
It's a new show, but it's basically a season 4 of this.
Okay, whatever. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong about that, but like, don't write the whole show off just because you don't like that direction, I guess.
Okay. Well, there's more reasons than that why this show is not good, but
I like Charlie Cox a lot, so I guess
I like Charlie Cox too. Again, I've been saying here, but Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio are doing a great job in what they're given. But I think Matt's making a lot of dumb decisions as a lawyer, and I think
him deciding to kill the two guys at the end of episode 2, I was like, oh,
he did
that.
them.
He didn't kill him.
He didn't kill them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They certainly look dead to me.
That's another thing, though. Like, his intention to just kill Bullseye, like, I get it. He killed his best friend, basically,
Mm-hmm.
But that is not an easy decision for Matt to just make. He wouldn't just kill somebody just like that. He hated Fisk so much, but he never killed him. He obviously almost did in season 3.
Didn't kill his best friend, right?
Doesn't matter though. That is like nothing. That is so against what he would do.
Does Daredevil not kill in the comics either?
No, that's he's got a no kill rule just as much as Batman does. It's like his whole thing, because he's a Catholic and he believes in the sanctity of life, and he believes in justice. He honestly, the more I think about it, he is kind of the Marvel Batman more than Moon Knight is. Moon Knight looks like Batman, but Daredevil is the Marvel Batman. But yeah, all the Vanessa and Kingpin stuff is atrocious.
Yeah, I don't understand that storyline at all.
I would say my suggestion would be take longer with Foggy and Karen and Matt throughout this season. Bring it back. Good old Netflix stuff, like the stuff that we loved. Maybe kill him halfway through the season or the very end of the season, and this whole show is called Daredevil Born Again. It's the name of the show. It's not the name of the season, So you can take your time to get into that. You can take your time with the longer arc with Fisk in becoming mayor, because, and I'm not trying to spoil it because Nick hasn't seen season 3, but Kingpin was such a good villain in season 3, and he was doing all this stuff to plan ahead. He was using everybody. He fooled everybody except for Matt, obviously, and Foggy and Karen into getting what he wanted. He could have done that and even played Matt in this show and eventually gotten to the place where he could become mayor, where he literally gets everybody to vote for him. That's not something that should be that easy based on what he's done in season 3.
Yeah. I really hope they're not trying to draw parallels between him and Trump.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, again, this stuff is from the comics, and stuff before even Trump was president, so I don't think there's any of that.
Well, yeah, I knew the general storyline was, isn't he President Fisk at some point in the comics too?
Maybe.
Or
I don't know.
There's some villain who gets elected president in the comics. I can't remember who it was.
I think Norman Osborn does.
That's right. Yep, that's who I'm thinking of.
I'm pretty sure.
Or Lex Luthor does.
Lex Luthor does in the DC, but Lex Luthor also becomes less evil at that point. So, so I don't know. Again, it's not the worst stuff, but there's stuff that just really makes me mad. So
yeah, and I guess for me, there's the nostalgia factor of Charlie Cox. So,
but that's the thing where I'm surprised that you like it though, Zach, because that's the same reason I dislike it, is because I love that show, and I of course just watched it, so I have that more fresh on my mind than maybe you do. Yeah. But based on how great that show is, this is just like such a disservice for me.
Well, so I didn't hate Iron Fist either. I liked all the Netflix shows, and some of the Netflix shows burn slower than others. So to me, like your comment about, well, we don't have Daredevil, and now we've got a stupid Matt Murdock, it's like, I'm fine. Like season 1 of Daredevil was a slow burn. right?
Well, no, yeah, no. That's not what it. That was just a comment we were talking about. The white tiger stuff we were talking about.
Which, are we sure that's even the real white tiger? I've heard that rumor that it may not be the real white, because he dies, right? Like that's the
He
whole
does
thing.
die right away. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Like, why have the white
The
tiger?
actor
And
died though in real life, so that could be why
oh,
they killed him off right
really?
away. Yeah, he
Interesting.
died of cancer.
Oh man.
Dang.
So
Why
that could be the
cast him?
reason. I have no idea, but no, I just think like it's Disneyfying it. There's just really the dialogue is so bad compared to the original show. It's just like, ugh, I don't like that at all. I just think the decisions that they're making with the plot and the characters isn't good. So it's not as bad again as everything else, but it's just there's things that just really bug me about it and I think are really bad. So but I don't know, we'll see. It might get better. Who knows? I was talking to Nick already about this, but there's things I've heard about the Punisher storyline in this that I'm worried about. With the Punisher logo being controversial IRL, and so they're
Well,
gonna go the
yeah.
route.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's what you saw that in episode 2 with the cop when his sleeve lifted up, the
right. And at
corrupt
the end of
cops.
episode 3, which I guess
Oh,
if you haven't
I
seen
haven't
it,
seen that. Yeah, I was gonna
we
watch it
already
tonight.
spoiled it here. So if you
No,
haven't
I mean,
seen it,
I knew the guy died.
yeah. So
Um,
guy in a Punisher costume kills him, but they don't give a face
Costume,
reveal. They don't give a face reveal. They just show Punisher thing, but there's no way that Punisher would actually do that.
right?
So I'm guessing what they're going with is the
A
Punisher
look-alike.
logo is becoming corrupted, and
Well,
we need.
yeah, I'd seen like articles or screenshots from even before it came out where they had still images of all these cops with the Punisher tattoos, but
Yes,
it was
yeah,
very clearly that it was on the corrupt cops, which is hilarious. Like that's just them being ignorant because corrupt cops is what Punisher kills.
I know.
Right.
So why would corrupt cops use his logo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid. That's stupid. I guess I can agree fully with that. I don't know. I've had
I guess why did you love them? Because if it was the fighting, I like. Did you see the CGI in the first episode, or the whole smoke screen thing where it's just like,
so
what
I
is
watched
even
both on my
happening?
phone, so maybe that's why I didn't catch some of the stuff, but like it just felt it's I like Daredevil. It feels gritty, it feels more real. I don't know.
I love Daredevil too, but it's just when you're comparing this directly with what we already had, it's just not anywhere near the same level of quality.
Yeah. I guess I would have to see more fight scenes because
Yeah.
like I said, I it didn't seem that bad to me. The CGI, it seemed fine. I didn't really notice anything pop out and scream because it's all hand to hand combat. I mean, I guess the knife stuff, maybe it was hard to track
It
some
was
of
kind of
that.
weird, yeah.
It was hard to track what they were doing. And like half the time, you feel like Matt was throwing knives back at him, but I'm pretty sure it was just his sticks. But like
He
I
was
said, I
wheezing a
watched it on my
lot.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing I had mentioned was like in season 3, I keep wanting to say stuff, but I don't want to spoil it. Bullseye has a chance to kill Karen, but he doesn't because he was meant to kill somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this, he literally is out to kill Karen, and he has a clear shot of Karen, but he shoots the 2 people around Karen instead, and then
Why do
gets
we
knocked
think
out
he's out
by
to kill
Daredevil.
Karen?
Well, because he kills Foggy, and then he says hello, Karen, and then he's pointing the gun at her. He's about to kill her, and then the other 2 people come out, and then he kills them instead.
Oh, maybe.
Um,
I took that as he wanted to inflict psychological damage on her and he didn't want to kill her. That's how I took it.
well, I mean, he was trying to kill her at the end of season 3, which
Yeah, that's
honestly
fair.
was my one complaint of. Okay, I have one complaint of that. I'm not going to say it here, but, yeah, I don't know. Bullseye stuff's confusing too. I hope they get into that more.
I completely forgot that was the same Bullseye character from. I mean, you're right. I haven't watched the originals since they came out, so I
Yeah.
completely forgot. I mean, I remembered the name, but I didn't. It confused me for a second because I did look up like a Wilson Fisk timeline too because I was trying to figure out because I didn't watch Echo or whatever.
Don't need
So
to.
I was a little confused on the transition from Daredevil season 3 to this, where he.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was
And there's a
confused
lot of
too.
dumb things like that. I thought that conversation in the diner was probably the best thing in the show so far.
Yeah,
But
it was
even
good.
that conversation was like so weird when you think back to season 3. It's like, why is Matt being so cordial to him? Because of
Well, because
everything
it's
that
been
he's
a
done.
year. It's been a year though, and he did.
Well, it's
a
actually been
whole-
like 10 years,
Well,
but
yeah, I guess that's true. Wait, so yeah, please explain that to me. So what is season Daredevil season 3?
yeah, I mean
Where does
that was
Echo
2017, I
and
believe.
where does Echo fall in all this?
Echo
In
is after the
between,
blip.
right?
So the blip
So
happens, then Hawkeye happens, and then Echo happens right after Hawkeye, and then this. On his way back
okay,
from Oklahoma and Echo, he decides he's going to run for mayor randomly.
Yeah.
okay. So I don't understand. So where did recovering from getting beaten up by a vigilante fall in all? Like I'm so confused by that. Then, like, because he's obviously referring to when Matt beat him up, but he's had years to recover from that. So how did him and Vanessa fall out of love?
Oh, he got shot in the eye in Hawkeye
I echo.
by Echo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
So
that's
he's
why they
Oh
laughed.
so she's the vigilante he's talking about, not Hawk
yes.
or not what's his name?
So
Yeah.
is he blind in that eye?
He's got like some weird synthetic eye. Again, it's like
Oh,
we're just
that
gonna
was it.
gloss over
Okay.
this. It's gonna get a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
scar. That's about it.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't watch Echo, so I forgot about all that. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one that allows him to do the weird sign language BS, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Hey, sign language is good for babies.
That was so bad.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Tristan
Tristan
learned a lot of sign language.
I remember how cringy that was though with the weird sign language thing while he's like, what is happening right now? Yeah, anyways. No, I just think the show overall doesn't it really it craps on the last show a lot, and it's becoming She-Hulk to me. Obviously more serious, but it's becoming just like you know, bad
Wait,
drama
that's a
behind
good point
scenes.
too. Where does She-Hulk fall? Because doesn't he hook up with She-Hulk? But it's pretty clear he's been with Karen for a while.
No. Wait, what are you talking about, Zach?
Daredevil hooks up with She-Hulk in her show.
I know, but Karen? That ended a long time ago.
They were very clearly dating in the first episode.
No, they weren't. They're just good friends.
Are you sure? I got
I'm
dating
positive.
vibes.
I'm positive.
Okay.
I'm positive, yeah. She-Hulk, I don't know when that happens.
I mean, that's
honestly.
definitely after the blip. So
It's for sure after the blip, which
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is too, but
Okay. No, I guess I totally missed that. They were dating vibes because
yeah.
they were like holding hands at the bar and everything.
No, they're just good friends because they make
Okay.
up at the end of season 3. And then they start the
Gotcha.
new law
Murdoch,
office together.
Nelson Murdoch
And Paige, yeah. So I don't know if you were trying to give reverency to the old show. I think they did a really bad job of that, and I just think things are so rushed, and it's all kind of one big plot contrivance where it's like we're just kind of expected to believe that this would happen this way so quickly, and everyone's going to move on from everything. So I don't know. Yeah, and overall, I think it's kind of just been boring. Like this season, episode 2 and 3 were really boring to me. Especially episode 3 was really boring. But it could get better. I don't know.
I like
Boring is better than bad, I
if
guess.
there's courtroom stuff, I may enjoy it.
But like even the no Daredevil stuff, you could have done it like season 3 did it really well, I thought. Granted, he didn't. Well, yeah. Anyways, this show, it's just like it's really gonna be a last minute thing. He's finally gonna be Daredevil again, and then we're gonna wait 2 years, 3 years, who knows? We'll never even maybe ever gonna get another season. And that's
Did you
that.
talk about how God of War is already greenlit for 2 seasons, but the guy who's directing it couldn't figure out how to play the game?
He's like, I can't figure out modern controllers. I'm not a gamer. So he just stopped it for a couple of minutes.
Great. That's great.
So we're going to take it in a direction that I want to take it.
Exactly.
Good job, guys.
Yep.
One of the most, if not the most beloved gaming RPG, like story games.
Yeah, that's going to be a train wreck.
Horrible.
Almost as bad as if Marvel decides to bring What If into the big screen.
That would be horrible.
Like, dude, one of the comments on that post that like made me die laughing. They were like, "I will physically be ill if I see Captain Carter leading Doctor Strange on the big screen." I was like, "Yes, I agree."
Yeah, I mean that would be cringy, but I just think of the stupid, like cheesy idiot Thor from What If. It's like you want to bring that garbage.
Well, we actually already got Captain Carter on screen, remember? And Doctor Strange mom.
Yeah.
And she lasted longer than Mr. Fantastic and who was the other guy in there?
Well, not to mention Xavier.
Black Bolt. No,
Black
Xavier
Bolt,
was the last one.
Black Bolt and Mr. Fantastic died instantly.
Which, that is funny too with Black Bolt, is it's literally part of his comic book lore that he is so, because his voice is that powerful, he literally cannot be surprised.
Right, like, he can't be surprised.
He has perfect body control, so even if she did make him have no mouth, he wouldn't have accidentally killed himself because he was shocked that he had no mouth. Like, that is part of his whole character, is that he has absolute perfect body control because of a situation like that.
Right. I heard some other stuff too, that he could have like his mouth could have he could have like opened up his mouth again or something like that. I can't remember
why. Through it with the sound or something.
No, like he has molecular control of his body too. I can't remember now, but
something like that.
That was dumb. And yeah,
but
Mr.
that was
Fantastic.
The only way she would beat him though, because Black Bolt is OP as SHIT. So
right. Yep. Right.
But no, and look, yes, Captain Carter survived longer than everybody else purely because they wanted her to. Like, there's no reason Mr. Fantastic and Captain Carter should have survived any longer than either one, right? Because Mr. Fantastic doesn't necessarily have a defense against psychological powers or psychic powers, sorry, but neither does Captain Carter. So,
and don't forget about the Marvel lady too.
Yeah,
can't remember her
she
name.
might, right? In theory, she would probably have, because Scarlet Witch's powers are derived from the Infinity Stones, so she, in theory, should have defense against it of anybody there. She would be the one I most agree probably has the defense, but yeah.
Stupid scene either way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very disappointing.
But anyways, Daredevil, I am not loving it. I'm very disappointed overall.
Got a wide range of opinions here on this panel.
Yes.
I thought
maybe
it was
maybe love is a strong word. I I wish
You want
that
to love it.
I wish that we didn't have to be so negative all the time, which is very frustrating. I'm not saying that it's wrong for us to be negative, right? And call out bad, but yes, you're right. I want it to be good.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm worn down from everything being garbage.
Oh yeah, that's why you got to watch the good stuff, the old stuff. I think if I hadn't just rewatched the whole show, I might have differing opinions.
Is
It
it
would maybe
like better
be,
than any, like when you compare it to like Echo and all this other stuff that comes
oh,
out?
of
Is it
course
better
it's
than all of
better.
that? Yeah.
Of course it's better, but
Okay,
but
so
if you look
not
into it,
nuts.
if you look into it
Yeah.
though, it's like, well, yeah, there's a lot of that crap in this too, though. You know,
Yeah.
especially I think the giveaway is always the dialogue too. Like,
Yeah.
think about who's writing these scripts.
Some of the dialogue is
The actors can be incredible, and then you hear the stupid things that they're saying. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing. I think the plot is just very incoherent, and it just does a really great disservice.
I absolutely despise the Mr. and Mrs. Fisk storyline. I don't understand that at all. Why that needs to be in there? She's obviously been, unfaithful to him. I'm like, what? Please don't kill him. That is also what Kingpin does.
Yeah, we're also 3 episodes in, and we really have no clue where this is going.
Yeah, especially if they killed off White Tiger.
Right. Is this going to be a Punisher show? Is this a Kingpin? Like, what is the point of this show? Yeah.
What does his amulet do?
Matt had greater motivations to not be Daredevil and to come back as Daredevil in the last one than this one. It's just like, oh, it's because Kingpin's back, I'm gonna become Daredevil again. It's like it's all because of this conversation that they have in the diner. It's like, if you become Kingpin again, I'm gonna come back. I don't know. We'll see how he reacts to the whole death of White Tiger. I don't really know. I don't know much about White Tiger. I heard he's a cool character in the comics. The amulet gives him like special abilities. They didn't explain that at all.
Yeah. I like how he just leaves a super powerful amulet in a box under his bed too.
Yeah,
I know.
That's why some people think he's not the real White Tiger.
It was also kind of silly, like just hearing Matt talk about an amulet in court. It's like, this doesn't feel like it. Obviously, it's part of the MCU.
Spider-Man's and Doctor
I know,
Strange.
But it just sounds funny coming from this character that we've seen.
For sure.
Like, the point is of these characters is like they were removed from the Galactic and all that other crap in the MCU. Like that's why they're street level characters. They're removed from that stuff. Like, they're part of the same universe. And that's why Spider-Man was not as well liked in the MCU overall, because he was just Iron Man Jr. He wasn't actually the real Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then after No Way Home, it's like, oh, finally we're getting real Spider-Man, and who knows if that'll continue, but
I hope it does. Well, you really think Doctor Strange would let Wilson Fisk become mayor of New York too?
I don't know. I mean, I have problems with Doctor Strange. It's like he should be. You would really think he wouldn't be Sorcerer Supreme? I think that's the bigger question.
Yeah.
He obviously should be, yeah.
That's literally his moniker.
I know. And Wong, like all the dumb things, Wong's a drunk. He's literally like constantly getting hurt all the time. It's like, dude, you're an inadequate Sorcerer Supreme. I don't know. I don't despise this show. I got really angry right off the bat.
Pretty accurate. Bored. You do seem bored of it. Or it's like you don't feel hate, but you're not enjoying it either.
I hated the first episode. I will say that. I despised the first episode, and I didn't think the second episode was any better. It wasn't hateful. Like, I didn't hate it, but I was just like, again, I was bored. 100%.
We're hate watching.
I was not hate watching. But yeah, that first episode just really made me so mad.
Well, and yeah, it
But
sounds like you went from 3 straight into this.
I
so,
literally went right into it. So yeah.
uh,
Anyways, so that's Daredevil. Any other thoughts?
no. I'll hold final judgment till the end.
We'll just quickly talk about this. So, Invincible season 3, otherwise known as Glenn, finally gets revenge on Negan, a tale of the worst leg injury ever. If you don't know what that means, the actor who plays Invincible is Glenn from Walking Dead, and the actor who plays Conquest, in the finale of season 3 is played by Jeffrey Morgan. Yeah, who plays Negan. And spoilers. Invincible wins. That show went from super duper boring to really actually pretty good at the end. The only thing that I like have my only complaint, I guess, and overall, this applies to the entire show in general, is how quick things happen and how rushed things are. Like I haven't read this far in the comics that I am in the show, but things take so much longer in the comics and they're just so much better paced. The pacing is just really bad in this show.
And if how many episodes were in season 3? You remember roughly?
8.
Right. 8. See, okay, I haven't watched it, right, but I can already tell you they could fix all this if they would start doing 22 episode seasons that come out year after year after year after year after year.
You can make them 20 to 30-minute episodes, something like that, and make it much longer. Yeah, yes. I agree. Like, and that's how
I'm over the 8 episode seasons 4 years apart.
Right. That's why I think anime is so good for multiple reasons. But their structure is really good because they are 20-minute episodes, 23-minute episodes or whatever. And so a scenario or event or whatever takes place over several different episodes. If you add it all up, it's probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours total, for that event or arc or whatever you're talking about. And that's like flushed over many episodes. You want to keep watching it, but like then you put it in something like this, and the Invincible War, where he fights all these Invincibles, takes place over one episode in like half of the episode basically. You could have fleshed it out so much more and it would have been more impactful. And I think like there's cool stuff in there, but in 2 episodes he fights a bunch of versions of himself and then Conquest. And it's like, wow, that was really fast. Cool stuff, but like you didn't really give us time to enjoy it, So I don't know. I think there was a lot of drama, touchy-feely stuff in this season that I was just kind of bored of. But and it felt like that was the most of the season. Like the build up to this war that's happening with Viltrum is taking a long time, ironically, for a show that's so freaking fast paced because you're filling it with a bunch of drama stuff. So I don't know.
I'm trying to remember where I'm at. I thought I started season 3. Maybe I didn't.
I think overall it definitely was better than season 2 because it doesn't have Amber. It doesn't have Amber in it.
I only watched the first 3 episodes of season 2.
Oh geez, yeah, you got a ways to go. Luckily, there's only 8 episodes a season. Yeah, I don't know. I liked the end though. I'm excited for season 4 where they're going next. I know some things already of what's going to happen based on the comics, but yeah. There's really cool stuff ahead. I will say that. The writer of the comics is in charge of this. So that's nice. He's definitely taking different approaches, but I don't think they're necessarily bad. I think yeah, I mean there's stuff
He's just
in it
telling his own story in a different way for different media.
I think he's finding ways that he could have done it better than in the comics. One cool thing is that Spawn does show up in the comics, and he might show up in the next season. So we'll see.
Spawn?
Yeah.
Like Marvel's Spawn.
No, he's Image. Image comic.
Oh, yeah.
So because Invincible's Image as well, so they're all in the same universe.
That's cool.
So we might see Spawn. That'll be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. There wasn't a lot that I got out of it. I thought the fights were really cool, and Mark is really the only good version of himself out there. Every variant of himself is evil, which is kind of cool. I like how they're exploring all that. It's a better way to do a multiverse than whatever Marvel and DC are doing. Alan the Alien's cool. I don't like Seth Rogen, but I like Alan the Alien.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
I like Battle Beast. Conquest is really great. He was really cool. I mean, he kind of highlighted the whole season for me.
Is he like Mark's grandfather or something?
No, he's not related to Mark. No. But he is like the scariest Viltrumite. He's not the most powerful, but he's up there. He might be the second most powerful, actually. Thrag is the most powerful, who's the leader of the Viltrumites. Who we haven't seen yet, I don't think. There was a mummy. There was like a cameo thingy, or what do you call it? A gag that they've been doing every season with this mummy character that keeps showing up. That was kind of funny. I kind of forgot about him, but yeah, I don't know. There was some good development with other side characters in this season.
Yeah, I heard some
with
of the
Rex.
girls got. Did he die?
Well, I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, spoilers. Got it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some good stuff. There's some bad stuff.
Did the robot clone himself with Rex's body or something? Rex's DNA?
No, he did not.
No.
Or wait, did he? I don't know. That might have happened in season 2. He has a body, but I can't remember why.
Right.
Who he was.
Yeah, he was Rex. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
The robot, created a clone for himself.
He did, but I don't remember who the clone was of.
Yeah, it used DNA from Rex.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Rex himself.
No.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I don't remember season 2 that much. I remember not being. I remember the Amber stuff being super annoying.
Yeah, that's his girlfriend from college, right?
Yeah,
in college.
Not anymore, but
yeah, ex-girlfriend.
She was annoying.
How far did you get again, Nick? Are you almost done?
I'm 3 or 4 in.
Okay, so you're about halfway through.
I think I'm halfway through. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just his little brother Oliver just killed one of the smaller twins. I think was.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a stupid thing. They try to justify that later, and Mark is first pissed at him, and then he's later on is like, "You were right. You know, some bad people deserve to die and everything." I'm like, I don't know if this is Mark just being like that because he's mad. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, that's not a good thing, but whatever. So I don't know. I'm excited for season 4, but it's kind of just like a I don't know. It's not a great show, but
yeah, the last thing I watched. Oh wait, was that a spoiler? I saw something about Battle Beast floating in space. So
yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Battle Beast is cool. I love Battle Beast actually a lot.
He is crazy.
I'd forgotten he was in season 1 too.
He was?
Yeah, he like almost killed Mark because he was hired by Robot Head to kill him.
Oh, I thought that was season 2.
That was season 1. That was a long time ago. I think it was before Nolan was even revealed to be a Viltrumite.
Interesting.
Or dangerous, I guess.
Yeah.
That is actually one interesting thing is, well, I feel like he actually was, Omni-Man was discovered a lot sooner to be bad in the comics, I think.
I'll
But,
never forget when
yeah.
season 1 first came out and the scene of him
It was so cool.
killing that one, whatever the superhero team was, and that just went
Yeah.
viral
Yeah.
on
Oh, yeah.
Twitter. And everyone was
Yep.
like, "What is this show? I need to watch
Yeah.
it."
Yep. It's
And,
cool.
I remember seeing it online before I even watched the show or knew what the show was, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, that's interesting, a animated superhero show, what is this?" And then just animated blood and guts everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
crazy.
So there's 3 compendiums of the comics. This is the first one.
So what is that supposed to cover season-wise?
Let me see. What happens at the very end of this? Oh, this. Oh, Oliver's in this. So
As a child or
I think this is this is probably. Wait, does Oliver show up in season 2 or 3? I can't remember now.
through well, he's a baby in season 2, end of
2. Okay.
season 2.
So I think this goes through the season 2 because he
Okay.
doesn't have his blue suit yet. And that's the cover of the second compendium is him with his blue suit. So I
Gotcha.
believe
Yeah.
this goes through season 2.
Cheap viewers on steamboo.com. Don't forget to remove the space.
Amber is white in the comics.
Of course she is.
But honestly, it doesn't like that's one array swap that literally doesn't matter at all. Like
Right.
who cares?
Yeah.
Dude, is it true that they're talking about having Mary Jane in the next Spider-Man movie?
Yeah. Well, the girl from Stranger Things got cast in Spider-Man 4, the redhead chick, you know, Max.
Oh.
And so, but they haven't revealed who she's playing yet. So there's speculation that
Mm.
she's going to be
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, I don't know yet. We'll find out. Cause Zendaya was what was her name? It was MJ, but it
MJ.
was what did it stand for? Do we
I
remember?
don't remember.
I don't
We do
remember.
know I think she says, but it's definitely not Mary Jane.
I'd be fine, yeah, if that character just goes away and then he meets the real Mary Jane, and then they get together.
Yeah. Well, that won't happen as long as Tom Holland and Zendaya are dating.
I thought they were engaged.
Michelle
Are
Jones
they?
Watson.
Oh yeah, Michelle Jones. That's right. Well, they named her Watson, so I guess that's not. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Why
It's like,
can't we just
why?
ever get a faithful adaptation of anything? You know.
Who knows?
But yeah, so you guys should catch up with Invincible. Let me know what your thoughts are on it.
Mhm.
It's pretty decent. Let me know if you ever want to borrow the book.
Right.
So yeah, next week we episode 4 released tonight. So I'm gonna watch it after this. So we'll talk about that next week, and then Snow White does come out this weekend. I don't know if I'll have time to see it, but I might try.
Oh, good Lord.
And
Why
then
would you do that to yourself?
well, do it for the podcast, you know.
How was going on the Morning Mayhem stream?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. We had talked about current stuff coming out this year and shows, movies, stuff like that. A lot of it was like I was surprised he didn't talk much about like comic book or nerdier things. It was more like shows and like just random shows and movies coming out, which was good. But yeah, Yeah, we didn't really talk about like superhero stuff or anything like that, or video game adaptations. So, but it was fun. Yeah, Common Nerd was fun guy. Tiny but Fierce was cool. So yeah, it was just a good nerdy conversation.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, I believe he's doing a Faith episode this month. So he does monthly Monday Night Mayhem live streams. Last one was nerdy. The one before, the few before that were. Let's see. This number 4. The first one was Tyler and I were on, and it was nerdy stuff. And then I believe the next 1 or 2 were political, and then the 4th then was nerdy again, and then that next one is faith based. So, so yeah,
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, go check him out if you haven't. But anyways, so yeah, for sure we'll be talking about Daredevil next week. We might be talking about Snow White. If not the movie, we'll be talking about the box office, I'm sure. So,
Oh, there was a new Borderlands trailer that came out. Did we watch that? I forget.
Was it the one from the Game Awards you're talking about?
No, it's a brand new one.
I have not watched it. No.
I'll send it to you. I think it came out a while ago. I'll send it to the group chat. It looks good. Maybe we can talk about that next week too. I'm still excited for that.
Yeah, we should do a gaming. I wanna. So we have 22 more episodes after this one until episode 100. With breaks that I have to take for wedding and honeymoon and stuff like that, it'll be around like late September. So I was thinking we could do some more gaming stuff here and there and keep pushing episode 100 till like Halloween time. And we could do something fun around Halloween. So anyways, so I want to do more gaming streams essentially. And so we should do Borderlands 3.
Yeah, that could be
sometime
fun.
soon.
Yeah.
Be a perfect thing to do when I'm out.
So,
yeah, with new.
Yeah, we'll see. But Flash, you'll have to maybe plan ahead so that we have more time to play.
Yes. Yeah, I would for something like that.
So. But yeah, anyways, so we'll see everybody next week. Go check us out on Twitter. Biggie5547, Buffalo Bick, Bluey54, and Talking_Nerds. Go check out our Discord and link in the description. One of these. Oh, we also need to do a movie night, so maybe we'll do those here and there too on Tuesdays. I think that the first one we decided was going to be Ghost Rider, 2007 Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
But I added the 2003 Daredevil on there. We definitely should watch the director's cut of that. I heard it's actually pretty decent.
Going back to one we watched in the past, Pirates of the Caribbean. Did we talk? I can't remember if we talked about this while we were watching it. You've heard about the deleted scene on why the Black Pearl is the way it is and why wow, Jack Sparrow is the way he is. Have you heard that?
Oh.
It's kind of like gone re-viral. I remember going viral once before, but it's like popped up again recently. So the reason he knows who the East India Trading Company is because he was a captain of a cargo ship for them. And so that's why the Black Pearl is bigger than a pirate ship would be, but it doesn't have as many guns as like a warship would be because it was a cargo ship. And on this particular, there's a deleted scene that talks about him going to pick up cargo, which turned out to be slaves for the East India Trading Company. So he was never a pirate until he refused to take a cargo of slaves. So he freed all the slaves, stole the ship, hence became a pirate in that instance. So cool. Beckett sinks him. The Black Flag, or I think it was called the Wench, something Wench is what the ship used to be called. And it lit on fire, sunk. Jack Sparrow makes a deal with Davy Jones. brings it back to the surface. So that's also why people are terrified when they see it, because they knew it sunk once before. So everyone knows it got brought back to the surface by Davy Jones, and that's why he owes Davy Jones 100 souls or whatever, because Jack Sparrow traded the 100 slaves freedom.
That's cool.
For him having to repay the souls to Davy Jones.
So this is just a fan theory, right? This is not.
No,
like...
that's a deleted scene.
What?
Yes.
Huh.
That's super cool.
Why would you leave that out of the movie?
Yeah, that's like super. That's really cool. Wow, that's
cool.
super. That would be really good character work for him too. Like that's
exactly. Yeah, I don't know which movie
characterization.
It might be the second one.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm sure you can find it. Pirates of the Caribbean deleted scene.
Maybe I'll try to find the extended edition or something online.
Yeah, but no, yeah, it's like that's
Tortuga.
That's a legitimate scene from the movie. So
wow, that's really cool. Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And they went crazy on the island, obviously.
Yeah.
We're gonna say something, Vic?
I was gonna say, and then you have the whole fifth movie storyline with bad CGI Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah.
Where
I don't think I actually saw the fifth movie.
I don't consider it canon. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Which one was that one?
Oh, the one with
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Yeah, with the Spaniard first mate who was like mutinous, and then he
and Will Turner's and Elizabeth's son or daughter. I can't remember now.
Oh,
daughter.
No, I think I did see.
I think it was their son and Barbossa's daughter.
Right,
their son and Barbossa's daughter.
Yeah. No, you're right. I do remember the bad Johnny Depp CGI now.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
what is
cool.
it? It's Pirates
that's
of the
really
Caribbean,
cool.
Davy Jones' Locker.
No, Dead Man's Chest is the second one.
Dead Man's Chest, sorry.
At World's End and
At World's End.
On Stranger's Tides.
Stranger Tides, that's right, yeah.
Which is still not that great, but it's
okay. It's Johnny Depp,
It's got some enjoyable scenes.
That's the Conquistadors, right? Fountain of Youth.
Yes. Fountain of Youth.
Blackbeard.
Yes. I love the first one. The first one's a really good movie in general. The second and third are not good movies, but I love the second one a lot, and you kind of have to watch the third one to finish it's like a part 2 of the second one, really.
Right.
And there are funny things in the third one. But it's kind of ridiculous when you look back at the first movie and then the third movie. You're like, how did we get here?
I mean, it's like the Fast and Furious movies.
It's literally like Fast and Furious, right? Yeah. It's like we're sword fighting over a
maelstrom.
Yeah, with a heart pounding on. I was like, what's happening? Oh, I forgot. I was gonna tell you, Flash. I am almost done with Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Nice. Did solo leveling make you kind of pick it back up?
It did. Yeah. It's really good.
So yeah, I mean, maybe I just have to watch solo leveling, but first you mentioned it, and now my Twitter feed is full of clips of it. So my phone's obviously listening to it to us talk. I don't really get how that is at all similar to Dungeon Crawler Carl based on the clips I've seen.
Because he's they do dungeons. They fight dungeons. Basically, these dungeons appear out of nowhere, and everybody's ranked differently. But he's the only one who can level up. So he's basically playing a real life video game, and he's fighting all these different dungeons. C rank dungeons, B rank dungeons, all these different dungeons.
So
and there's a boss at the very end.
It sounds like it would be more apt to say it's similar to lit RPG books, because Dungeon Crawler Carl is a very specific subset.
Yes. It's like a lit RPG type of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. But I'm glad you're almost done with it, because there's now like 7 books. So
I got most of the books with my credits, so like a while ago. So I'll just go right into the next one.
They get better and better, especially the audiobooks, because like it takes them the first book to like get a feel for the characters, the narrator, right? I think so. Like he really gets in. Jeff Hayes is fantastic. He really gets into the voices in like the second book. So and like it's so funny. Like the AI is hysterical, like with its
Yes.
achievements and stuff like that.
New achievement. Yeah.
Yeah. And like it gets uncomfortable at times, right? I'm listening to book 7 and like some of the achievements and like the item descriptions. I'm like, I'm really glad I'm by myself and no one else is
Yeah.
hearing what is being spoken right now. But
Yep.
it's hysterical and
It
it's
is really
really it's
funny.
just good. It's good.
Yeah.
Like he he like has a lot of Chekhov's guns out there that he may never use, right? Like to me, that's a mark of a good storyteller is it's not like member berries or plot points. Like he's got a ton of stuff that he can
Right.
pull from if he wants, but he doesn't have to.
It's literally like playing a video game. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I have all this crap I'm never gonna use in here, but I should save
Yep.
it just in case.
Just in case. Yep.
Yeah. I just got past the or I think they're fighting the rage elemental right now. Like
Oh.
they hurt him and Donut just left the safe room.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, and Donut's fantastic. Which
That description was so hard for me to comprehend what was happening when they were trying to get to the safe room. It was so confusing the way it's explained. Like I
yeah,
couldn't
I mean,
picture it in my head
so
very
I do
easily.
think the books might be better, like especially for the third floor. I think like it's no spoilers, but it's literally like the author was like, audiobook listeners, I apologize. I have maps in the actual book. And that's the only
Oh,
way you're gonna truly understand like the third
okay.
floor because it is so I do think he's probably got some descriptions and probably some pictures, of some of this
Yeah.
stuff. And I don't remember everything
Because
from
I
the
was trying to
first book.
figure out, yeah, I was trying to figure out this freaking hallway, and I was like, they're talking about train cars. I'm like, what? Where did the train cars come from? I couldn't figure out how we got into there, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was just picturing this hallway, and there was a safe room door down the hall, and they're just trying to run away. But it's like there's all this
Hmm.
other stuff happening. I'm like, how?
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
get it, but
You're on book 1?
I'm on book 1, yeah.
I don't remember there being train cars in book 1.
Yeah, he says train cars, so I don't know what
Okay.
that
Yeah,
was talking about. But
probably.
yeah, I'm like 2 hours until I'm done, so I'll finish it pretty quick.
So I don't know if it's become a plot point yet, but this is a hysterical thing that I follow the Dungeon Crawler Carl subreddit, and someone brought up like why Donut hates the color yellow is because yellow is the color of third place ribbons. And so she
Oh,
hates getting third place, so that's why she hates the color yellow.
yeah.
She is the supreme grand champion.
I don't think she's
So
brought yellow up at all, but
she might not have, but yeah, that's
yeah.
like a reoccurring thing is her hating the color yellow. So
My
that's fun.
favorite donut thing is she uses all cap locks in the chat.
Yes.
It's so funny.
Hi, Carl.
Carl, they're coming. Carl, do something. I'm losing subscribers. I'm losing followers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
it is pretty funny.
hilarious. Yeah, she's fantastic. I love that character.
Damn it, donut.
Yeah, I know. It's so good.
It is
Carl's
good.
great.
But yeah. Anyways, so yeah.
It's your
Good
lit
stuff.
lit RPG segment there.
Yeah. Anything
Which
it's much better than Daredevil Born Again, I will say that.
I've been listening to. I finished up book 7 a week ago or so.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to Primal Hunter book 11 right now, which is pretty good too.
Nice. See, I know I feel like you would love anime based on like you like these books seem to me like the anime of books of audiobooks, you know?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
the type of storytelling it is and characters and everything and it feels like anime to me. So
right. I'm
think you
sure
would
I
love
would.
anime.
I truly just don't watch a lot of media anymore. And the most of the media I intake is listening when I'm driving. And like by the time I get to the end of the day, it's 9 o'clock at night, and I have half an hour to 45 minutes before I'm laying down to bed, and I'd rather just watch a couple of YouTube videos and then pass out. So
Well, the nice thing is anime again is only 20-minute episodes,
Yeah,
so you
that's
could
fair.
watch those.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
anyways, well,
Now that we rabbit holed at the end of the conversation there.
yes. Once again, follow us on Twitter. And go check out our Discord. We will I think the plan would eventually be once a month we'll watch a movie on Tuesday nights on Discord in the Nerd Cinema. So that'll be happening at some point, and more gaming stuff. But yeah, with that, we will catch you guys next time. Peace.
Yeah.
See ya.
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.